What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? I couldn't sleep, so I said, let me go ahead and watch this show. This is Power Book 3, Kanan, Raising Kanan, season 1, episode 8, The Cost of Business. Okay, so let's just get into the episode. Baby, I just feel so bad for Miss Jukebox, okay? I feel so bad for her. She's standing outside the funeral home, or I should say the church, okay? And we see that people are coming in, and it's Nicole's funeral, and so she decides to go ahead in there. And at first I thought she was just gonna look outside and then walk away. That's what I thought. Mama said, no, I'm finna go in here, I'm finna pay my respects, and I'm finna leave. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. And then Kanan is with her. At the same time, I'm like, do she realize that, I don't know if she knows the reason why she passed away at this point, because I got a feeling like if she ever finds out, she would never ever have been able to be cool with Kanan again. Okay. Even though we already know what happened between them as things got older, whatever, if you watch the series Power, you know that he winds up killing her, but they was working together still, you know. Nicole got her to stop boosting, at least that's what she said at that point. But then Nicole passed away, Kanan and her going to the church. Okay. I said, oh, you being bold. I probably would have did that too. Mind you, did Shorty have a skirt on? I said, oh, you trying to be real respectful, huh? Okay, cool. So she go up in the church or whatever. She stopped right there in the lobby right before they get to the pews and all that stuff. And you see the big old portrait of Nicole, and you hear these other ladies talking about the whole situation, saying, I heard that it was a heart problem, like it was a congenital heart issue that was happening, that she been had. That's what happened. And so at this point, Nicole's father and mother was standing right there, but Nicole's father had saw Jukebox at first. And, he's always been a cool one. And I took this as he was trying to politely tell her to leave just so no drama won't start with the mama. Because I feel like he kind of knew that his daughter was like, out there doing whatever it is that she was doing. And then knew that she, didn't care that she liked women. Okay. And so he was more understanding. That's the type of feeling that he gave me. Because then he really wasn't that upset that Laverne, I should say, because that's what he called her, that she was there. Did y'all notice that? He had grief in his eyes. His eyes was watering up because that's his daughter that just lost, that just passed away. But he came up there and he was like, Laverne, I don't think you should be here, And right then, that's when the mama turned around, and she the one that gave the angry face, and she telling them two, they have to go. Tell them to go now. Get them out of here. I'm sitting here like, I can't stand when people do stuff like that, okay? There's a certain time in a certain place, okay? And that girl did not do anything that your daughter did not want to happen to her, okay? You just couldn't accept her, all right? And so the Kanan was like, we don't mean no disrespect. We were just trying to pay our respects, And so at this point, Jukebox was like, no, we leaving, okay? And so she leaves out, and then Kanan was like, she really did love your daughter. And then she left out. But did you see how the father looked versus how the mama looked? I'm telling you, the father was more understanding, truth be told. He was a little kooky, but, aloof and stuff. But he understood, I feel like. But I could be reading into it, but that's how I feel. Meanwhile, we get to my girl, Juliana, okay? Now, I'm seeing some stuff. I said, Juliana, what's happening, girl? She coming over there, and she giving her man, Gabriel sitting over there on the table waiting for his food or whatever. She brings out a plate, and then she got this jug, and then she spills the coffee on him. He was like, oh my God, what you doing? Okay. You go start talking in Spanish, and then knocks her down, pushes her, all this stuff. She fighting back a little bit. Next thing you know, while she down on the floor, he taking off his belt like you finna whoop her like a child. Okay. She threw something else at him, and then she ran out the door. He walks up and get the knife off the counter. I said, what you about to do? Okay, girl, he comes outside. He follows her. She in the shed. Next thing you know, she hiding behind Raquel. I said, come on, big dun dada Raquel. Okay, Raquel said, this is for all the niggas that always trying to put their hands on motherfuckers, and this gonna be the last time you gonna do something. Okay, pop, pop, pop. Hit him 3 times. I said, oh, she told Juliana, all you gotta do is call the police and tell them that, some people came through and they left with some tools. You got some tools missing and all this other stuff that's missing to make it look like it was a burglary or something, and he tried to stop them. You know what I'm saying? And so, Juliana is very much thankful for this. And, at this point, I said, that's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. I was like, I knew Juliana was going to come up. I like that. Okay. Meanwhile, we got Malcolm and Detective Malcolm and his partner. They looking at one of the bodies from the tainted drugs, okay? And so at this point, this is like the third body that they caught in a day since they seen these blue caps out there. Now, Miss Lady Detective, she like, we need to do something about it. He like, no, we ain't trying to do nothing about it. Oh, this Nick and Raquel, no, they been in the game too long. They wouldn't do no stupid mess like this or whatever. And mind you, we can't take this stuff off the street at this point, because if they take it off the street, like the negative press and all this stuff, because she was like, we need to alert people at the shelters and the hospitals and all that stuff that this is out here. And it was like, when people think that stuff like this is killing people, that's when it's gonna make the fiends want it even more. So it's better for business, but it's also bad for business if all of your clients are dying off. Okay, at this point, Miss Lady is just over it. Miss Detective Lady, I don't know your name, but she over it. She just wanna do her job and get the people off the street. Okay, so he indulges her for a little bit, and he was like, we'll go knock on some doors or whatever and see what's up. Meanwhile, back at the crib, Raquel, talking to Lou and Marvin and asking Lou, what's the mathematics? Meaning, what's going on, how much we got left of the product and all this stuff. And we basically don't have that much left, okay? Everything been stepped on, and after, what's happening with their supply, with Unique getting their supply, and their corners being snatched up, the people trying to leave or whatever, they ain't gonna have enough to survive in a few days, okay? And Lou like, we gotta sell everything else, and we still ain't gonna have enough enough, okay? At this point, we gotta get some new connect, okay? We gotta get some new product in, or less, some shit gonna be happening. Then at this point, Rock was talking about some, and who is this person that's out here putting out these new drugs or whatever with these blue caps? Marvin looking like, and Lulu like, I don't know, but I don't think it's Unique, okay? Because he got our stuff already, so why he need to do that? And then Marvin was like, maybe I think I heard about some people on Queenbridge or whatever. They some boys out there that was doing some shit like that. They was like, where you get that information from? Girl, it went from talking about that to Lou and Marvin going back and forth about whether or not Lou and Marvin wear deodorant, because, girl, they just still in their feelings about stuff. Raquel, like, we need to get this shit done, okay? Y'all need to chill out on that, and we just need to get this stuff done, okay? And at this point, Raquel wanted to know some more stuff about this whole meeting between Unique and Lou, and see if he was gonna turn. He was offended that she thought that he was gonna turn, because she was like, I want to know what exactly was said that actually made him think that you were actually rat. Is there something that I don't know or whatever? And he was offended as hell. I would have been offended as hell too. He was like, to the day I die, when I put that casket in, our flag gonna be the one that's rolling, okay? I said, oh, she said, my nigga, that's what I like. That's what I like, okay? Meanwhile, Unique, he over there trying to stress about who out here putting these caps out here. They think it's Raquel, okay? Well, he think it's Raquel, trying to encroach on his business and make it look like him or whatever. But his dude, he like, I don't think it's her, okay? I think it's some other dudes or whatever. Unique ain't trying to hit at. And I said, listen to your boy. Now it's a war that's really, really about to get started, okay? Meanwhile, Malcolm, he goes over there with Lady Detective to try to get some more info about the blue caps being out from a crackhead who claimed that he was a month sober. Girl, all it took was some money, and he said it was some people from Queensbridge, okay? Gave him a couple of names, and he went to go get his high. Meanwhile, Marvin had called Kanan over there to talk about this whole situation. They need to stop Raquel from finding out, because if Raquel find out that it was them that put that stuff out there, girl, it's gonna be all hell to pay. And even Kanan said, Mama always find out shit. I said, yeah, that's your ass. That's your ass. And like Marvin said, she ain't gonna kill you, but she will kill me, because you her son, okay? So we need to figure out something. I said you need to do that, and you need to do it fast. So then we see Raquel, she in a car, and she looking outside of Juliana's house or whatever, and she got the people coming over, like, she's acting very much like the grieving widow, and Raquel is like, Oh yeah, okay, cool. Now go ahead and connect that with your cousin, like me and you planned and all that stuff. I said, oh y'all some schemers, and I like it. Okay. Meanwhile, you got jukebox just outside, in the neighborhood of Nicole. I said, girl, I don't think you're supposed to be over there. I want you to get away before you get caught up in some stuff. She watching her Nicole's parents go up into the house, and I'm like, what you plotting and what you scheming and what you planning, okay? Because baby, I know you are hurting and you going through some stuff, and I just want to give her a hug because I was about to tell a personal experience, but heartbreak can be crazy. Heartbreak can put you in a oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and it's not really heartbreak. I mean, she is heartbroken, but her love was literally taken away from her unbeknownst to her in a fucked up way, girl. Anyway, moving on from that. So the crackhead had told Malcolm, that it was some dude from Queensbridge, named Lil Rob, who always be up at the strip club. Okay, so I'm like, why is he? I'm thinking that the crackhead is giving like a random name or whatever. So Malcolm and old girl, they go up there to the strip club, and who was it? The dude that had on the yellow/gold sweatsuit that was pissed off at Kanan last week. I said, I knew it. I knew it. So at this point, Malcolm, he grabs him up talking about some instant warrant for your arrest. You being charged with killing 6 people. And he was like, I ain't kill nobody. And he was talking about the drugs. They was like, we saw you people. It was witnesses out here saying that you was out here putting these caps out and all this stuff or whatever. He was like, them? No, that ain't me. That ain't me. He was like, well, be prepared to, be swimming in dicks all your life for the rest of your life in jail. I said, oh no, why you gotta go there? Okay. That is so nasty. Like, I mean, the negative connotation behind that is not right. He was like, see, that ain't finna happen. See, what's finna happen is I'm finna tell you, it was not me, it was Kanan, okay? And you know who his mama is, Raquel. That's what it is. You know what she is. She that big gun daughter over there, okay? And he was like, Kanan? The nigga only 15. Wait a minute, he only 15. I ain't know that, but that's who did it. I said, nigga, it reminded me of the episodes of First 48. And if you ain't never seen the episode of First 48, bitch, that should have had you in tears, but you can't stop watching, okay? When they find a suspect or whatever who did some stuff or whatever, they get him some food, get him a cigarette, get him something to drink, they'll snitch in a minute. I'll be like, what the hell? Okay, that's exactly how easily he snitched off, okay? And I was like, damn, it was that easy? Meanwhile, Malcolm didn't want to go ahead and snatch up Kanan yet, okay? The partner did. He was like, I gotta go fill some stuff out. Why you always gotta go fill some stuff out? You got a heart on for this little boy or whatever, what's going on or whatever. And he was like, calm down. You gotta you spooking the suspects. You spooking the streets. That's what you're doing right about now. Calm down. I got this, okay? So meanwhile, we see Lulu, he go up there with his lawyer to Crown. Okay, we got the dudes that was starting to fight at the club at Marvin's event. He really did get him a job and had him working up there at the studio or whatever. But they called him boss, and Crown was like, who is boss? Okay, I'm the one that's boss. I said, no ma'am, no sir, no ham, no Pam. You're not the boss when you're not fronting the money, okay? He fronting the money, and he done already took over your business, and that's why that lawyer is there to say, listen, 50% of this is mine. Now either something of yours gonna be on that paper, okay? That's what it is. You up here talking about some, we got this single out, we coming out with this and we coming out with that. No, at the end of the day, when you took that money from Lou, a known gangster, okay, a known drug dealer, you should have known that part of your stuff was either finna be taken or the whole thing was finna be taken. So this is just dumb thinking. You shouldn't be so coked up on drugs to not realize what's finna happen to you, okay? Because then you would have turned down, his offer or whatever. But then again, he probably would have forced you to do it anyway. But Lou's so nice looking, so he probably, I don't know, he baby faced with it. Meanwhile, moving on from that, okay, Lou owns 50% of Bulletproof Records. We got Miss Jukebox. She done watched the parents leave out the house again, and they get into their cab. I said, oh, the cab's coming to y'all neighborhood. Them bitches don't come up into mine, but all right, cool, that's nice. Meanwhile, she goes into the house. Somehow she didn't break into the house, okay? I said, ain't no alarm system. I know it's the early 90s, but damn, y'all got money. Y'all ain't got no alarm system. Maybe she know the code, okay? But anyway, she breaks in through the window. She goes upstairs to Nicole's room. She going going through her stuff, and I was sitting here thinking like, oh my God, what if she opens up the drawer and she finds her little pipe and she sees that it's some little crack rock up in there, the leftover stuff. Maybe they took that out because she dropped it. Yeah, she dropped it. So scratch that. Scratch that. I take that back. I just came to my own conclusion about that. But she goes in there. She finds the little tape of them, when they was thinking at the mall and all that stuff. And when I tell you, baby, I was sitting here like, bitch, I've been in my feelings all day. And you want to know why? Because I set myself up. I set myself up. Man, you, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? I set myself up because yesterday was 9/11. I'm looking at all of the freaking documentaries or whatever about 9/11. And, it was some good programs. The History Channel was putting on some good programs. And I do this each and every year. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I do it to myself. And I was sitting in here deep in my feelings, okay? Deep, deep in my feelings. But, so I was a little emotional today and didn't see that, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I felt so bad. I said, oh my God, Jupac, I just need to hold you, okay? I want to give you a hug. Meanwhile, I'm like, Jukebox, please get up out of there. The way she broke down, it really broke my heart. I'm just like, please get out of there, though, okay? Have your little breakdown, but get out of there. Meanwhile, Malcolm then came up on Rock and told her to get up out the car. I said, oh my God, what you about to say? He said, listen, you need to get control of your son because he about to go down for murder. He got like 6 bodies on him. She was like, wait a minute, what? What you talking about? So he told her about the crack rock or whatever. And he was like, ain't this about a bitch, So he, like, I'm going to keep his name up out of it for right now. But what I need you to do is I need you to tell him about me. Okay, that's what you need to do. And she was like, I ain't finna tell him that shit about that. And it was like, you weren't thinking about this. She said something. He said something. And then she was like, you weren't thinking about that when you was, damn, the internet just went out. Okay, it came back. What the freak? Okay, there you go. She was like, you weren't thinking about that when you was pushing up on me when I was 16 years old. He was like, listen, no, you told me that you was 17. And she said, but I still have my books in my hand. So what you talking about? And he was like, but wait a minute. DEFCON was an older dude and he was messing with you. Okay. She said, first of all, DEFCON swings left. I said, what that mean? He got a crook? Girl, no. DEFCON was gay, okay? She said I was his cover, aka his beard, and that is why he did not mind that Kanan came about and he was pretending to be the father. He didn't care about that. I said, oh, snaps. T right there, okay? And she was like, and he was still more gangster than anybody else. I said, I know, looks can be deceiving. Okay, you can't never tell. All right? There's a lot of them that's out here undercover like that. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, his whole thing is you need to tell Kanan what's going on and that I'm his daddy because it's some stuff that's important and he needs to understand that. And he was like, I would never let nobody know that you are my son is a cop, my son got a father that's a cop or whatever. You think people gonna be cool with that? He was like, I'm gonna put him out there on the street and let them know that he did this or whatever and let him know who his daddy is, okay? And it was like, you gonna put him in danger? No, he ain't gonna be in danger, but you need to tell him or less some shit gonna happen, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, also, we making threats now. We're making threats now. And now you want to be daddy. You already had the inclination years ago that probably was your son, but now you want to be daddy. And at this point, Raquel is pissed. So she had to come home and she called Kanan Elijah, whatever his last name, Stark, bring your ass down here. I was like, oh shit, she used the whole government. So she pissed off about the whole thing. She was like, you out here doing this whole stuff and you out here working with Marvin. He was like, I made this plan up to do this shit with the highway or whatever. We thought it would be good. He was like, you always trying to do some stuff, okay? I tried to raise you better than this. He was like, you raised me to be exactly who I am, okay? That's who I am. And she was like, you out here doing it with Marvin, this the person that you doing stuff with. You want to understand the reason why Marvin is, wasn't there when you and Jukebox was growing up, why he did that bid, because his dumb ass used to get high off of his own supply. He turned into a little fiend himself when the cops came in and he started cooking the stuff in the house, and you ain't supposed to do that. When the cops came over and knocked the door down, he didn't even resist. He tried to offer them some coke. I said, oh my goodness, okay? He said, That's what took him to jail. You know what I'm saying? And I realize now that's why Rock does not respect him the way that she respects Lou. And that's probably why Marvin feels the way that he feels towards Lou. That's why Rock talked to him like he's the baby brother, because he's the fuck up of the brothers, of the family, okay? And so at this point, Raquel was like, I ain't raised you to be like that or whatever. He said, this is exactly who you raised me like, okay? You ain't raised me to be nothing else, okay? If you going to be mad at somebody, be mad at yourself. Girl, Raquel slapped the dog shit out of him. And when I say slap the dog shit, it was one of those. See, this is what Tyler Perry was going for on Sisters, when old boy got slapped and he turned around all feminine like and was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Kanan got slapped and got twirled all the way down to the floor. And I was just like, damn, she slapped you that hard? She slapped him that hard, okay? But at the same time, she had to tell him about himself, okay? She said, basically, everything you fucking touch is a body that's behind it, okay? And truth be told, no matter what it is that he does, it has been a body. She went down the line. Buck 20, okay? D Wiz. These bodies with these crackheads. And he said, hold up, D Wiz. And she was like, yeah, I killed D Wiz. I had that nigga killed because the streets needed a body and they was going to come after you because of the shit that you and your little friends had to do. So I had to get him a body, and that's what I did. I said, oh my goodness. And she said, listen, so at the end of the day, you tell me who was at fault for doing that. Was it me or was it you? Because it was your shit that had me to do that. I said, well, I mean, when you put it that way, I see your side. Ooh. So we see Unique come up to this place. It looked like he probably going to a penthouse or whatever, or a hotel. Either way, they got like a little valet service at the front door, and he gives, or I should say at the desk, and he gets his key there, or whatever. He was like, it's outside. And then Lulu shows up behind him, make sure he's already upstairs, and he tells the valet, listen, that's my partner. I left something in his car. You still got the keys in your hand. Let me get it or whatever. He gives him some money, and old boy said, okay, here, cool. So he get the keys to Unique's car, and he pulls out his jacket, all right? Meanwhile, I guess they finna set that motherfucker up, okay? Meanwhile, Raquel, she goes over there to the projects, and Marvin is over there with his crew, and they, fixing the stuff up in the apartments, and she told everybody to leave or whatever. Trying to see how much work they been doing, and, trying to make small talk. Marvin got his back turned to her. She picks up a 2x4 and whacks him across the back, and basically just coming down on him for the stupidity of the mess that he's made, okay? For them, coming up with this whole idea and putting Kanan, mostly because he put Kanan in it, okay? It's like, I understand that y'all came up with this idea that y'all felt like it was good, but you also bringing my son into something, and you could have just said no, and you know how I feel. And, she was like, the reason why we feel the way we feel about you, he was like, I had to do something because I felt like y'all was icing me out. I'm gangster, okay? She was like, no, you a fuck up, okay? You screw up everything, and that's why we was doing what we was doing to you, okay? And at this point, Raquel is actually truly fed up with him, and she says, it's over, it's done. Take your people, or no, leave everything that you got here, and you're not working with us no more. I'm not fucking with you no more. I said, damn, you cut him off cold like that? Okay, now I get that Marvin was a fuck up, but shit. I said, well, that's how the game is played. Meanwhile, Jukebox is still in Nicole's room. She playing on that typewriter. Girl, we used to have a typewriter like that too. Back in the day, before we had a computer, we had that typewriter, had to type up those papers. Oh my God. And then if you get a word wrong, you either had to start all over, or baby, put some white out on that thing and hope that it'll print back over. It was so archaic back then. That's why it seems so archaic and prehistoric. But anyway, moving on from that, I'm sitting here like, Jukebox, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go, because I feel like you're gonna get caught, okay? She goes in her backpack and she sees the letter, the little invitation or whatever that Nicole had sent her. And at this point in time, of course, Nicole parents come back, okay? Nicole parents come back, and who comes up first? I guess they did have an alarm on their thing, because, obviously they knew that somebody was in the house or something that happened, because they had called the cops. And the dad was like, I'll check upstairs. I'll see what's going on. So he comes up first, and he sees Nicole's door open, and he sees that Jukebox is there, and he was like, Laverne, No, you need to go. You need to go. Like, for real, you need to go. See, the daddy already knew. The daddy know his wife is just wound too goddamn tight or whatever, and knew about his daughter. And see, I respect him for that, because he was trying to look out for Laverne a little bit, and he was trying to hold his wife back when that bitch came up there, and she was like, you killed our daughter. And she was like, girl, Jukebox didn't say nothing. All right, she just stood there with tears in her eyes, just like, what? She's so defeated. She threw that blue cap vial at her and said, she had this. Take the shit back to your ghetto. I said, bitch, you been waiting to say that. You've been calling her the N-word underneath your breath every time that girl came over there to your house. She just gave me the vibe when she told me that, when she said that whole line, take that shit back to the ghetto. I said, oh no, bitch. The cops coming there, and Laverne let him take her. Okay, at this point, she do, while she in the cop car, somebody radio in and said let her go. Okay, they let her go by the subway, and she go meet up with Kanan. He sitting outside on the porch, and he in his feelings because he went over there to Davina house, and we see this white lady out there. As we already can tell, two and two together at this time of night, it's a social worker, okay? And he trying to figure out where Davina and her sister at. And the search social worker was like, do I need to call the cops? I said, damn, just tell them what's going on. But I mean, I guess you can't put out that type of information. So, okay, you trying to do your job. The neighbor had to tell them, they in foster care probably because the mama died like a month ago. I said, a month ago? A month ago? I said, wow. Oh my God. So of course, that is better for them for right now, because they can't do it by themselves. They kids, all right? And so Kanan is in his feelings over that. They just sit out there on the porch for right now. Meanwhile, you got Lou and Jessica just got through doing a session with each other, okay? And she immediately started talking about, well, now that you got this record label, or you own part of this record label, you need to work on getting my brother famous or whatever. He don't need to be no one-hit wonder. And see, this is why I didn't like Jessica. Like, something about her just never sat well with me. And I said that from the very beginning when she came on the show. I said I did not fuck with her at this point, because she just give me like she'll cross him over, and she's out for self tease. And she's out for self and her brother, okay? And she put it out there like that. And even Lou was like, damn, is nothing enough for you? And she was like, nothing is never enough, and that's the difference between me and you. Nothing is never enough. I said, girl, bye. All right, girl, pish boo, bye. Meanwhile, when the cops let Laverne go, they was like, girl, I see now you owe somebody a favor. I said, oh no. And at that moment, the way that Laverne was sitting there looking, I don't know, is this the reason or the turning point when she decides that she might want to come a cop? Because remember, at her later years, when we first see her on Power, the original, she was a cop, okay? A dirty cop, but she was a cop, you know. Next thing you know, we see Marvin out there doing it to Tony over her desk, okay? And then, she being all loud with it. I guess he was doing it good. And then the camera pans down underneath the desk, and we see a little device underneath there. I said, no, you not. Tony, what are you got doing? Okay, as soon as he bust his nut, he said, where that money at that you owe me? I need that money now. She was like, oh my God, so you just come over here and I have to call you so many times just to get you to come over, and then you just come over out of the blue, and then you says, you put me over my desk, and then you ask me where the money is at? What money, and what do you need it for? Okay, I'll give it to you if you tell me what you need it for. I said, baby, you are being so freaking obvious that you are trying to get him caught up, okay? But see, Marvin not putting two and two together. I'm putting two and two together right away. Maybe because we'd already saw the device, but still, she just being way too obvious with it. And then he comes out and he see the two guys sitting at the table, and they don't, he keeps on going. He said, fuck it, I ain't trying to deal with all this stuff. Meanwhile, they confront her and was like, you acting like he owe you some money or whatever. Why he asking you for some money, girl? You talking about he the one that got some, he's a drug dealer and all this stuff, this big fish or whatever. You need to give me something or whatever, unless you gonna go to jail. You gonna skip jail and go right to prison, because she was having some stuff on her, drugs on her, looking like she was ready to, sell it or something like that, intent to sell and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Symphony over there, and he listening to everything. He can hear her, say what she's saying to these cops and all that stuff. And I said, Symphony, you better go tell Rock right here, right now. Meanwhile, Raquel, she's sitting there with Juliana's cousin, and he trying to get the feel for her. And next thing you know, she said, "Listen, I want to know what the hell you was sitting out there with the detective Malcolm with." Okay, he was like, next thing you know, all the guns coming out. I said, what's going on? Rock did not flinch not once. She wasn't scared. She wasn't shook or anything. And if she was, she didn't let it show. I said, that's how you do that. She was like, listen, that nigga Gabriel, I took him out. I took him out in the daylight, because I take care of people that take care of me. Now, so you think I'm going to do that and then go over there and flip and work for Malcolm? Nah, everybody got a little dirty cop on their side. That's what they got, okay? I'm out here trying to change the game. And it was like, you know what? You up here sounding like your brother with this music shit trying to change the game. Now, you show me what this trying to change the game is and give me a little business plan or whatever, and then we can do some business. She was like, all right, cool. We gonna happen. This gonna happen. We gonna do what we need to do, okay? Next thing you know, Raquel, well, they leave. And I feel like that's going to be a partnership that they going to actually make happen. Hopefully. Okay? Unique, he getting ready for war. He got it looked like a Molotov cocktail that he about to put in the car or whatever to blow it up or something. I don't know, but he about to start some shit. Okay, he said we about to send a message. I said, what message would that be, sir? So while not Rock, but Jukebox and Kanan was up there, she was like, I heard about Davina, okay? But then, she took out the rock or whatever, the vial from the rock, the crack or whatever, and he looked at it because she said this what killed Nicole. She smoked this or whatever, and this what killed her. And of course, Kanan was in his feelings or whatever a little bit, got on a little defense. And she said, I don't blame you. Hell, I don't even blame myself. Truth be told, the mama was messed up for putting that on not Davina, but putting that on Jukebox, making her responsible for that girl's death, because ain't nobody tell that girl to go up in her bag and to take what wasn't yours, okay? Even if you went up in there, you ain't had to take nothing. You was putting something in you shouldn't have took. But she was gonna do something like that anyway, because she just so easy to just manipulate, or not even to manipulate, to coach to do something. You ain't even got a coach, just give it to her. Okay, you saw how quickly she took that stuff from Crown and she ain't know what was in it. It could have been some stuff in there too, okay? Meanwhile, but Lulu, he at his crib or whatever. He put on some Isley Brothers, and then Rock calls him and leaves a message on his phone basically saying, you up next, okay? He was like, nah, I'm gonna take the night off, okay? He sit down, drink his little, look like his little scotch or his little whiskey or whatever, probably some hen dog, I don't know. Next thing you know, it was brown liquor. All of a sudden, them niggas from Unique Crew pull up. And they start throwing, girl, they pulled up and it was at least 3-4 of them. 3 of them had guns, okay, machine guns at this point. I said, oh no. And just the way that they was focusing on him, I said, he better not die. He better not die. This is the one that we really like. He better not die, okay? Please don't. They threw that bottle at his house and it came through the window. Fire, okay? He gets down on the floor. They start lighting that house up. Bitch, all of them bullets and ain't none one of them hit Lou, okay? That's what it looked like. Ain't none of them hit Blue. He was laying on that floor. He tried to fire back because he found his little pea shooter or whatever. But, of course, it didn't do nothing because they threw another cocktail through the window. And then, Marvin was coming down the street. And old boy saw him. They started shooting at his car up until he done ran into the back of another car. I said, damn, Marvin, you can't do nothing right. But it's understandable in this point, in this port. Okay, I get it. But still, they leave. He gets out the car struggling. He realized what's going on. He goes into the house and, he busts the door down and he sees Lou on the floor. He's not moving or anything. And he carrying him out. I don't think he got shot. I think it's just smoke inhalation, okay? Severe smoke inhalation. And all I gotta say is they better not take Lou out. I saw the preview. Rock didn't look distraught. So hopefully he just in the hospital for smoke inhalation. That's what it better be. And I'm sitting here like, Marvin, damn, that's your brother. Give him mouth to mouth, nigga. Okay? Somebody help. Somebody help. I said mouth to mouth. Press his chest. At least know that, okay? Shit. Lou better survive. That's all I know, okay? Anyway, that was Raising Cain. This was a good episode. This was one of the better episodes out the whole season, okay? Mind you, we only got 2 more episodes left. But y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.